Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com, here with match number 2. We actually just joined in an 8-man queue. It was ready to fire up, and poor Chris Powell, he matches up against us again. Poor guy. I don't know if I can keep this hand, though. All we do need is a red source, and it's pretty viable. I'm not going to mulligan it. He has to mulligan. I think that the strength of our hand does depend on actually drawing into another land source, but with 2 planes out of the way, we can only draw into a few non-red land sources. And this hand gets quite strong against his hand as the Magma Jets, the Angelic Accord. Well, you know what? This probably should have been a mulligan. So now I hope my greed doesn't end up costing me the game here. And there's a last breath. That'll at least take care of his Courser or a Scavenging Ooze. Either one. It does not get rid of a Sylvan Caryatid. And Young Pyromancer, that is another red source we cannot use. So we do have a few dead cards. Yeah, we have quite a bit of dead cards we can still draw into. We need one of these red sources. And I just might get Rakdos returned really bad. Warleader's Helix. It is going to be discard a Sunhome Guildmage here. Didn't even draw a land. I mean, any land would have prevented us from discarding here. But yeah, this greed's going to cost me the game. I don't know if he's got anything else he's playing either. That's interesting. So we can at least play a Bubbling Cauldron. But at this point, I mean, that's good. We got the combo. And he can Abrupt Decay it, sure. But we need a land. And in 4 draws, I was expecting to hit at least 1 land. Statistically speaking, we should have. He's up to 6 lands. He can cast, or 6 mana here, or 5 mana here. He can cast his Storm Breath now, which is going to be a little bit problematic. But the good news is we have so much life gain in this deck. It's going to be Vraska. It's non-land permanent, right? So I don't even care if he kills a Bubbling Cauldron. In my opinion, he should just start ticking it up. That's exactly what I would do, because if he puts these assassin tokens out, I'm just completely hosed here. So, and he's got to have so much removal in his hand. Come on, land. There we go. We get the land. Now we're in great shape. I think we put out a Young Pyromancer here, or a Sunhome. Either one works. And we just need to keep Vraska from ulting, and maybe he'll go for a Vraska ult. And maybe that's why our Young Pyromancer might be a little bit... No, I'd want to be able to combo these off if I get another land. So I think the Guildmage by far is the weaker target. And this is at least going to give me 4 life. And we have plenty of ways to keep Vraska from ulting. But I hate to use cards on Vraska. See what he ends up doing. I mean, he might just end up going after Sunhome Guildmage with the Vraska. Nope, he's going for it. Now, the good news is that a lot of times when you get mana screwed like this, your opponent can overwhelm you if he's like an aggro deck or like a control deck that locks you out. The good news against his deck is, though, like, this is all food later on for me. This is all ammo against his deck. And it looks like he's stuck with a bunch of control, so it didn't really hurt me missing land drops here. Because, I mean, I'm going to have to Magma Jet him. But yep, sweet. This works out perfectly. So we can go Young Pyromancer. And then we can Magma Jet. Vraska. And, oh, these are both beautiful. I think the Spark Trooper wants to be on top. I want them both. But we'll go for a Spark Trooper to kill Vraska next turn. So let's see if he goes after... At this point, it's like, I don't know if I'd keep taking up Vraska. Because I'm just going to keep ignoring Vraska until she's close to ulting. Or, you know, if he taps this guy, then we'll go right after Vraska with the Spark Trooper. And he's very land flooded. Plukronos would be a great draw here. Plukronos would be able to kill my Young Pyromancer. Rakdos return for 4 would also hurt. Yep, that actually does hurt quite a bit. But I know what's on top, and we're going to be able to kill Vraska. And now I'm wishing the Pyromancer would have been on the bottom. It's not over. This is not over whatsoever. I'm still in top deck mode. Which, this guy is going to go after Vraska. These two are actually just going to go after him. So what do I need to get Vraska? No, this one's also going to go after Vraska. As if he blocks this, he'll take 3 to Vraska. This will take him down to 2, and he'll be forced to uptick him. Or he'll just lose Sylvan Keratin. I mean, I could kill Vraska here, and then we're into top deck mode, completely into top deck mode. As, yeah, this guy's definitely going after Vraska. He blocks, goes down to 3, ticks up. I think I need to kill Vraska, unfortunately. And I'm up to 24. So again, we're not out of this. He's got a lot of dead cards he can draw into, like his Slew of Thoughtseizes. He does have cards like the Stormbreath Dragon. That can get quite out of hand. I'm sure he's got removal left in his deck, but it still looks like he's mana flooded. We're, again, into top deck mode. Throw out a Pyromancer. Fortunately, I'm going to start top decking into a lot of lands. And I'm sure like a Hero's Downfall. No Hero's Downfall. Nothing. Another Caryatid. See another dead draw. Come on, Angelic Accord. Trading Post is nice. This can get us kind of back into the game. As if we sacrifice our artifact, draw a card, and then we can start sacrificing creatures to get back like Bubbling Cauldron. And we are at such a healthy life total. He is a deck that is going to try to get me via damage. Yes, the Stormbreath Dragon is a little bit of an issue. Well, actually a lot of an issue. In fact, that's one of the cards that I did consider putting in the deck tech. Was going to be, and it might, is between Chain of the Rocks really and Celestial Flare. And I might actually want that Celestial Flare just for Blood Baron and Stormbreath Dragon. Because as soon as he gets that Stormbreath Dragon, then I'm in a world of hurt. I mean, even as much life gain that I have, yeah, it could still really, really hurt. So there's a Warleader's Helix. I don't know if I want to quite use it. I think just activating Trading Post to draw a card might be the right way to go. So I think I'm going to sacrifice an artifact to draw a card. And now we got a mountain here. We can cast a Warleader's Helix in response to a Thoughtseize. Or, of course, a Crufix. And we'll have next turn, we'll actually have a token from the Young Pyromancer to sacrifice to get back the Bubbling Cauldron. So it's a half a card per turn is what Trading Post combo is really producing. Oh, and did he just have that? Or did he scry that? He scried the way and drew into a temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'd be raging pretty badly right here at this point with as many lands. Sinnoh Thoughtseize, that's interesting. I just might want to Warleader's Helix him. I'd still rather use this for a Courser, but possibly we need this amp. I think I'll just Warleader's Helix him. Even though, you know, Angelic Accord, that does work very well with. But it gives me another way to get Bubbling Cauldron back. Oh, jeez. Now I draw it. Womp womp. Oh, well. Again, it's going to be a way to get the Bubbling Cauldron back. And now, even if he starts to draw into decent cards, I should be good. What can he do at end of turn? He's going to Golgari Charm. Okay, that's... I can't... there's nothing I can do there, so... yeah, that's fine. So Golgari Charm does take care of the Angelic Accord. He's still at a 14, though, and we're gonna use the Bubbling Cauldron to get stuff back. And we got protection from Thoughtseize because it's... oh, he's got 6 mana, too. Jeez. Can't Banishing Light it. Can't really do much to it. We need to draw into a series of, like, Spark Troopers. Let's see here. Sacrifice a creature, return an artifact. And there's a Solemn Offering. That will be okay later on if he does go with a Courser. So it's going to be Bubbling Cauldron. And we're going to sack it to draw a card. And that's fine. The more mana, the merrier at this point. Again, Storm Breath is going to become an issue here. He's going to Monstrous it. I'm going to take 1 off the bat and then another 7. Putting me down to a 16. And there's our buddy, Mr. Spark Trooper. We can actually sacrifice it after it gets in. I mean, he might have like a Hero's Downfall here. But this life swing is huge. At this point, I do believe you block with both Spark Troopers. Or, excuse me, Sylvan Caryatids. That hurts really, really bad. We can sacrifice it. Which then allows us to... at least try to draw another card. Another Sylvan Caryatid for him. So last breath is bad. Can't do anything last breath except gain a little bit of life. So again, it's going to be Bubbling Cauldron. And I do believe we sacrifice it. Gets us a mountain. And we have really 1 turn to live. Even with 4 life. There's a playset of Sylvan Caryatids. Really do feel sorry for him that I'm still in this. But I'd have to figure out a way to gain at least 5 life next turn to keep us alive. And then subsequently even after that. Because the 7/7 flyer is just impossible for me to deal with. Again, if I draw into another Spark Trooper though. No, it's going to be a Temple of Triumph. I don't know if there's any way for me to gain enough life. Except by killing my own trading post. Found my lands, though, and my red sources. Solemn Offering's bad, put it on the bottom. The only way for us to live is going to be to Solemn Offering our own trading post. At this point, I don't know if it's just going to delay the inevitable. Hey, and we've caught up in lands. Oh, and now I can't. It's sorcery speed. So, anyway, see what we would have drawn. More. There's our lands there. Again, Sunhome Guildmage would have been kind of nice. Again, I know he's playing those Golgari charms. So the thing that's just going to come in, we're going to bring in the Harness by Force again. It wrecked him last time. I don't even think like Banishing Light really comes in. Last Breath might come in. It's a way for me to kill the coursers. I like the Solemn Offerings. It seemed like he had enough uses for it. Again, these come out. So yeah, I guess Chain of the Rocks and Banishing Light, even though he will still have targets for... I'll run 2 chains, 1 banishing, because I don't think I really care about banishing anything, but yeah, the Solemn Offerings will stay in. What did I see? I saw Stormbreasts are like really the only thing in his deck besides Corsair Crewfix, and that so Chain of the Rocks are just as good as Banishing Lights in all aspects. So I do keep in the Young Pyromancer, I do keep in the Spark Troopers. Angelic Accord I don't need to. Again, you're gonna just go the burn route here. Oh, we did see Scavenging Oozes. But again, I think I have enough ways to deal with them. Yes, I like to play first. This is a very good hand against his deck. We have a Spark Trooper. We have the mana sources that we need. And hopefully we see something juicy. We'll put that on top. It's burn. We want it. So again, we just morphed over to a burn route. Pass the turn back to him. If he throws out a Scavenging Ooze, I will Lightning Strike that. No, I won't. I'll just Chain to Rocks it. Just Sylvan Caryatid. We do have to race that Rakdos' return. There's a Warleader's Helix. That's fine. At the end of this turn, I probably will Lightning Strike him. See if he shocks himself here. That would be ideal. Yes. All right, so what can he pass for 4 mana? Another Sylvan Caryatid, which is going to allow him to do what? I do believe I just... I mean, he can Dreadbore. I just Young Pyromancer here. Oh, that was a very bad move because now he can Rakdos return me for 4 again. That was terrible. I should not have done that. He's going to Dreadbore the Young Pyro, Abrupt Decay off the, yep, and now he's just going to Rakdos return, and we're back to the same old thing from last time. No, okay. That changes things. See if he just Stormbreath Dragons here. Yep. So the race is on. And top deck, I'm really good against him. I have 10 damage on board. These Chain of the Rocks end up not being as good as I thought they would. I can't do anything about a Stormbreath Dragon. Harness by Force will be awesome in the future, but it's just going to be the Spark Trooper that can get in without any removal. Putting him down to a 9, and so now with the Warleader's Helix / Harness of Force, we actually have lethal. I wonder if he actually monsters his Stormbreath Dragon here. And if that's the case, I do harness it and hit him for 7. But Rakdos return is brutal at this point. So I'm taking 11 here, as I'll take 3 from the activation, or 4 from the activation and 7. But he is so close to just flat out dying to tons of different top decks. A Sacred Foundry can come into play tapped. And we will harness it. Get him down to 2. And now he's got to figure out how to do 4 damage, which with Rakdos Return, I am dead. And in fact, another Stormbreath Dragon, I'm dead as well. Vraska does not do it. This will be a victory for us, most likely. As the Helix does come down now. And we go on to the next one. Chain of the Rock seemed quite weak. I know he's got like Scavenging Oozes in there. It's almost like I want to run this Angelic Accord, even though he did pack the heat with Golgari Charms, Vraska, stuff like that. He didn't make any changes, though. I think we're not going to make any changes either. Maybe Banishing Light is a bit better than Chain. I'm going to submit it. Good hand. Very good hand, actually. He has to mulligan again, poor guy. I think he's mulliganed every game. No first turn Thoughtseize to take 4 damage. Little Temple. And that actually has been doing really well against him, so we'll put it on top. Go ahead and throw out the Guildmage here. Make him be reactive to it. Unfortunately, I can't. If he puts out a Courser, I have no response to it. I'm thinking it's just going to get Abrupt Decay, and it's going to be Carroted. Unfortunately, I don't have a comes into play untap land here. No, I don't, to do anything. And we definitely want this on top. I could Boros Charm, and in fact, that might be the right way to go, is just Boros Charm, double strike the Sunhome Guildmage to kill it. So we'll get in here. It seems like his deck wants as much mana as possible, so I think this is actually worth it. 4/8, we have so much damage, but I mean, I'm still thinking this will do more damage in the long run, like in the long run by getting rid of this. Yeah, we'll give it double strike, take out his Sylvan Carotid. I still think that's worth it. We have another Boros Charm that's on top. It's going to force him to do something about it. Slows him down a ton. That could have been the key card. Like, I keep so many hands when I have a Sylvan Carotid, and then it's very risky to keep the hand. So now he's cut out a red source so far, unless he draws a red source. And he's, yep, that ended up being the right play. So now we can get in here for 2, which I think it's actually, is it worth it just to pump him? I don't think so. I think at this point we just go for damage here. Or for the activations of the Boros Charms in a turn. And this hand is just sick. 4, 8, 12, 16 damage just from spells alone. I love the way this just morphs into burn. It makes them side in a lot of stuff that's unnecessary. Abrupt Decay cannot hit a Spark Trooper, but Golgari Charm can. So we will actually just leave up Warleader's Helix mana. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's absolutely no way he can come back from this. Best case scenario is he pops out a Courser or Crewfix here and drops a land. But it's just Warleader's Helix. At that point, I might still end up Warleader's Helixing the Courser and then just casting a Spark Trooper and getting for 8 the next turn. And that's a good idea. I never even thought about Purphoros in this deck with Young Pyromancer and the Angel and the Trading Post. You know what? It actually might not be a bad card as a one-of. I might actually make an edit to that Purphoros in here. Just a little oversight. Because it works with Sunhome and Young Pyromancer, so I might end up replacing it with maybe just a last Trading Post or an Elixir in the sideboard. I'm not sure. Assemble also would be a decent little card. Anyway, I believe here it's just attacking again. And we could go for lethal, but I'm really thinking he's got a Guard Charm in his hand. So no need to rush this. So Assemble Legion would be nice as a one-of. It might not be necessary, though. With Purphoros, though. I probably will take that advice. We might be able to cut... Possibly, again, either Last Breath, Trading Post, one of those. Or just put Purphoros in the sideboard. As each activation with the Angelic Accord, especially sometimes what happens with this deck is you get like this Bubbling Cauldron, Angelic Accord kind of lock, but you're never able to really do anything with the Angelic Accord because it has to sit on defense. With Purphoros, it would actually be... it gets some more value besides the life. So definitely an option. And what am I doing here? I just Boros Charm him. Because he had to shock himself there. So, anyway. Pretty easy matchup. Again, when they keep in cards like Anger of the Gods. Anger of Gods doesn't hit Angel tokens either, but it does hit Young Pyromancer. But this card's amazing. Harnessed by Force. We'll go on to the next match when it pops up again. This is in an 8-man queue. So, we're 2-0 in it. Going on to the next round. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.